Hello and welcome back to yet another service video of the 2021 Orbea Occam, where in today's video we're gonna service the Orbea OC2 dropper seat post. So I have here the OC2 dropper seat post from Orbea, and today we're gonna take it apart, clean everything, put fresh new grease inside and make it run as new. This one is a cartridge seat post, so you could use this service video to service any other cartridge dropper seat posts, not only this one, but hey, for the skeptics out there, I'm gonna make this one step by step so you can follow and do exactly the same. Let's get into it. And for this service we're gonna need 3, 4, 5 and 10mm Allen keys, suspension grease, some kind of isopropyl alcohol, clean rag and coffee. And we will start by taking off the saddle with your 5mm Allen key. Open those two bolts in the bottom. And the saddle comes out like this. And now let's get into the simple stuff. So we're gonna take the 3mm Allen key and open this bolt at the top of the seat post, which is effectively gonna release the cartridge. You don't need to open it all the way, just 2 or 3 turns is enough. Then on the other side of the post you have this 10mm Allen key slot. So we're gonna use the 10mm Allen key and it should open pretty simply. And we're gonna unthread this all the way. There you are, and considering the 3mm bolt is open enough, the cartridge will slide out like this. This is your cartridge, we don't need to do anything with this, just put it aside. And now you're left with a seat post without the cartridge, so we're gonna take those two parts apart. And now you simply grab onto the collar with your hand, grab onto the bottom part of the seat post with your other hand, and you should be able to just unthread the collar from the seat post. This part is really important, this is where your main seal is sitting, so we will take good care of that. It slides out. And now the bottom part of the post simply slides out and we have the two halves like this. You can see there's quite a bit of fresh grease on my seat post. That's because I have just done the service a few weeks ago, just didn't have the camera. You can also see those plastic keys there. Those are there to prevent from the dropper post wobble, the play side to side, which if you have that kind of play, you would be to replace those replaceable plastic keys. Now I'm just gonna take them off, clean them. There are 2 of them on both sides. Then we have this plastic ring in the bottom here, which has like one cutout where you can just simply slide it off like this. And now we can slide the bush off from the seat post. Slides it down like that, and finally the collar with the main seal. This might be a bit harder, but comes out eventually. And now that we have the seat post apart completely, we can give everything a good wipe with isopropyl alcohol. Use some clean rag. Clean everything, give it an inspection, especially on the inside of this tube. With the light, take a look on the inside. You would be looking for any scratches, any damage. Give it a good wipe. I will actually pull the rag through this tube. If you don't have any plastic pipe that would help you to push it through, you can just use your finger like that, and hopefully it's long enough to grab it on the other side and pull it through like that. And that's clean. Now on this part of the seat post, you can see there is quite a bit of damage on the back side. This is obviously caused by the pressure you're putting in your body when the seat post is fully extended. Obviously the seat post is never at 90 degrees, so you are putting quite a lot of pressure through it, and here it seems like it's not handling the pressure as well as it should. That is something I'm gonna ask for warranty, because I do not think this should be happening after 5 months of use, and it might actually be that it is some generic issue with the Orbea seat post, so definitely check yours and claim a warranty if that is your case as well. But hopefully it should be working for now, so I'm still gonna reassemble it back and claim the warranty later. And now finally we have all those bushings and bushes and keys and the main seal, and we're gonna give everything a really good clean, really good wipe. Use the isopropyl alcohol to make everything super clean before we reinstall it back. Check for any damage again. Like I said, I have just done the service of my post, so I know that all of those are fine. I'm just gonna clean it and put some fresh grease back onto them. And finally, let's take a look at those threads on the cartridge. Let's just make sure that there is no rust, no damage. Let's give it a good wipe again. And we are ready to put some fresh grease on the parts and assemble it back. And so I'm gonna start by taking the color and putting some fresh grease on the seal. So I have this shrimp butter here, but you can use pretty much any suspension grease. Do not use the generic grease. It has to be this very thin suspension grease. Be generous with it, very, very liberal. Use a lot of grease on the inside of the seal. And we are ready to slide it back onto the post. Put it in with a bit of an angle and just turn it in. Should slide on pretty easily, like that. Now you can install the main bush. Also slides on very easily. Now we can reinstall those plastic keys. They have those slight marks on them and the number 1, which needs to be facing up. So take care of that, and it just clicks in very, very easily. The same on the other side. Again, careful with the orientation. Number 1 is facing up. And there you go. And now we reinstall this plastic ring. In this case, it has those teeth on both ends, so those are facing down into the grooves on the post. Makes sense. Wouldn't even fit the other way, so just have common sense. And before reassembling the two together, I'm gonna put again a generous amount of grease on the upper side of this tube to the inside where the post is gonna slide into. And when sliding the two together, you have to take note of those two channels on the lower leg of the dropper post. There is one, there is the other one here, here. That's where the keys are gonna go into. So those keys here slide into those channels on there. And so the channel is up there. I'm gonna slide it in, and it should go in like butter, very smooth. There you go. And now we can easily thread this color onto the lower leg like that. Only needs to be hand tight, nothing too crazy. Maybe with the rag, like that. That's enough. And you're ready to reinstall the cartridge into the seat post. It has this cutout at the end which needs to be lined up with the 3mm bolt. So I'm gonna take note of that. Slide it up like this and should slide in all the way. You can start threading the cartridge in. And if you actually want to make sure that the cartridge is in correctly, you can take the 3mm bolt out like I have done. So there's the bolt. And then you're looking into this hole and you're looking for the red dot, which is at the end of the cartridge. That's where you want to nip it in with this bolt. So now I have it in the correct orientation. Oops. Just gonna thread the bolt in, make it tight, and then I can make it tight on the other side. This bolt needs to be tightened to Newton meters, so use your trusty torque wrench. And then with the 10mm Allen key, we're gonna finish the things up by hand tightening this bottom half. And now all that would be left is reassembling the saddle onto the seat post and putting the dropper back on your bike to make it running again. But yeah, like I said, this service very easy to do. Every single one of you can do it at home. Only thing you need pretty much is the suspension grease, and that's it. Very easy to open, clean and grease and make it running smooth again. This service is recommended after about 150 hours. Just like all the other suspension parts on your bike, it really needs that maintenance to make it running smooth for longer. If you want to check out the other videos that I have made about the 2021 Orbea Occam, check the playlist. The link should be somewhere there or in the description down below this video. We have taken apart the linkages on the bike, the rear suspension, we have checked the derailleur and the headset, so there is a lot to keep your Occam running smooth for longer. I hope you liked this video. If you have, click the like button, subscribe, share, and I will see you at the next video. Ciao! We